There is something happening in the sky today that most horoscopes will not tell you straight. Aries, you are standing at a crossroads. Three different traditions of astrology all point to at once, and what you do in the next few hours may echo for the next 20 months. Here is why. Picture your birth chart as a house with many rooms, and today, sunlight is pouring through a window that has been shuttered for a while. That window is the fifth house, the room of creativity, romance, and personal expression. In Western tropical astrology, the sun sitting in your fifth house is making a flowing trine to Neptune in your first house of identity. Think of it like a spotlight and a mirror lining up perfectly. The spotlight is your confidence. The mirror is your sense of self. When they align like this, whatever you create today, whether it is a pitch, a piece of art, a flirtation, or a bold personal statement, tends to feel more authentic and more magnetic than usual. But that is just one thread. Zoom out further, and something rarer is unfolding. The lunar nodes, the North Node and South Node, which represent the astrological axis of growth and release, are shifting signs. The North Node is moving into Aquarius, and the South Node into Leo. This is not a daily transit. This is the opening of a chapter that will run for roughly the next 20 months, and it directly interacts with that same fifth house energy the sun is activating today. The invitation over this extended window is to stop dimming your creative and romantic sparkle for the comfort of others, and to let your circle of friends and community become a place where that sparkle is actually seen. Now bring in the Vedic or sidereal lens, which calculates the zodiac differently and often highlights the moon's daily placement with unusual precision. In Vedic tradition, the moon moving through Sagittarius today is linked to elevated spirits and a sense that professional effort is finally being recognized. Colleagues or superiors may acknowledge work you have quietly put in for a while. Vedic astrologers watching the clock would tell you the window between 10 and 11:30 in the morning carries a slightly stronger charge for this kind of recognition, and maroon is considered a supportive color to wear if you want to lean into that energy. Here is where the story gets its tension. Not every planetary conversation today is smooth. The sun is also squaring off with Pluto in what is called an opposition, an aspect that tends to stir up power struggles or competitive friction. You might find yourself sparring with someone equally strong-willed or facing a situation that feels unnecessarily dramatic. Take a breath here, because this next part matters. The same Neptune that is softening your identity is also sextiling Pluto, easing the sharp edges of that tension. In plain terms, you have real access to humor and empathy as tools today, even when someone is trying to pull you into a power play. If you are an Aries rising as well as Aries Sun, pay close attention to how these two energies, the gentle Neptune trine and the tense Pluto opposition, are both moving through your identity at once. That combination explains a lot about why today might feel like you are being pulled in two emotional directions. Let us follow this into matters of the heart. The same magnetic, expressive energy lighting up your creative house is also warming your romantic life, and the shift the nodes are setting into motion over these coming months suggests relationships built on authentic self-expression may deepen, while ones that require you to shrink yourself may start to feel noticeably uncomfortable. If there is someone in the so-called friend zone, the current alignment increases the odds that something shifts there, though nothing is guaranteed. And if you are already in a relationship, the coming weekend brings a Mars-Jupiter alignment that many astrologers associate with heightened passion and emotional intensity. It is worth staying receptive rather than guarded. But here is what almost every quick horoscope skips entirely. That same Pluto tension from earlier does not disappear when we talk about love. It just changes shape. Competitive energy or a clash of egos could surface with a partner too, and the antidote is the same one mentioned before: a well-timed bit of humor, rather than a sharp comeback. This same emotional current flows directly into how you show up at work. The recognition the Vedic moon placement points to today is not happening in a vacuum, it is landing on someone who, according to multiple traditions, has been steadily building toward this. Yet the underlying Pluto friction suggests recognition might arrive alongside a bit of rivalry, perhaps from someone equally ambitious. The suggestion from the charts is not to suppress your ambition to keep the peace, but to let confidence do the talking instead of ego. We will come back to how this connects to your finances in a moment, but first it helps to understand why this professional validation feels so earned right now. The reason it feels earned traces back to that 20-month cycle beginning today. Community and peer recognition are becoming long-term themes, not just a lucky Tuesday. So when validation shows up at work, it is less a random event and more an early signal of the larger door that is opening. Naturally, where career and recognition rise, financial caution deserves a mention too. The charts suggest this is not a day to make big impulsive financial leaps, particularly ones driven by excitement, rather than clear thinking. Keep a careful eye on spending, especially if today's confident, expressive energy tempts you toward a purchase that feels more like a celebration than a plan. Financial steadiness now supports the bigger creative and social investments the coming months seem to be asking of you. Here is what makes today genuinely rare, and it is worth sitting with for a second. 3 separate systems of astrology: Western tropical, Vedic sidereal, and the evolutionary framework of the nodes, are all independently pointing at the exact same theme today. Authentic self-expression finally being seen and rewarded, whether through love, recognition, or community. When traditions built on different math and different philosophies arrive at the same conclusion, that convergence tends to matter more than any single transit alone. With that insight in mind, let us talk about your body and your energy, because the same chart that is asking for boldness is also asking for balance. Today favors listening to your heart as much as your reason, which for Aries is unusually rare advice. Physically, the guidance leans toward avoiding heavy, sluggish foods that could dull the vibrant energy the Sun-Neptune trine is offering, and avoiding risks you do not genuinely feel confident about, even if the day's momentum makes you feel invincible. Some Vedic practitioners might suggest Saturn-related practices, such as specific mantras or colors, for individuals whose personal charts show a need for that kind of grounding, though gemstone remedies in particular require full birth chart analysis and are never a one-size-fits-all recommendation. What is universally safe, though, is simply building in quiet moments today, a short walk, a few minutes of stillness. Something that lets the nervous system settle between bursts of creative and professional energy. This same push and pull between boldness and groundedness carries into your home and social world. You may have noticed that your closest relationships, whether family or friends, are the ones where you feel safest being unfiltered right now. That is not a coincidence. It is the early ripple of that 20-month community theme already showing up in small, personal ways. Perhaps a conversation with someone close feels a little more honest than usual, or you find yourself wanting to share something you would normally keep private. Let that instinct guide you rather than second-guessing it. If travel is on your mind today, nothing in the current sky suggests major caution, though the same advice about not chasing every impulsive urge applies here too. Spiritually, this is a moment that rewards reflection over action, a quiet audit of where you have been dimming your own light to keep others comfortable, and where you are finally ready to stop. For anyone who likes a quick reference, today's supportive color is maroon. Your sharpest window of opportunity falls between 10 and 11:30 in the morning, and the coming weekend's Mars-Jupiter alignment is worth marking on your calendar for matters of the heart. So here is where this story lands. Today is not asking you to be louder for the sake of attention. It is asking you to be real, and to trust that realness is what actually draws people and opportunity towards you. Start with one honest, bold expression today, whatever that looks like for you, and let the joy behind it, not the applause, be the thing that guides you forward. If this kind of grounded, multi-tradition perspective on your sign resonated with you, staying subscribed means you will not miss how this particular story continues to unfold over the months ahead.